Whenever you're building a deck, there are two things that you need to consider: what's the game plan of the deck and what that deck is weak against. Once you find the solution to those two problems, then you're pretty much off to an effective start in building that said deck. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new here. I am Don, and today we're taking a look at the Libromancer engine. With the release of the new card in Duad called Ashlan U1000, this has pretty much elevated the deck into a very splashable engine in a lot of ritual decks. Let's get into it. Alright, so Libromancer is a ritual theme where their non-ritual monsters all have the effect to reveal themselves and a ritual monster in the hand in order to special summon themselves to the field. Each one of them have a unique effect on the field. Fire, whenever it's special summoned, you can add a Libromancer monster from your deck to your hand. Heat Boy, on the other hand, it can add you any Libromancer spell card from your deck to your hand. And speaking of these spell cards, we have Origin Story, which on activation, you can set a Libromancer spell or trap from the deck, and Libromancer rituals you control gain attack equal to their level by 100. And if you ever ritual summon a monster, you can target the spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy it. So this will work really good in decks that has the quick effect to ritual summon, like let's say Nekroz with the quick play spell to ritual summon on your opponent's turn. Then you can just pop a card. The next spell will be first appearance. It's the field spell. On activation, you add a Libromancer monster from their deck to the hand with a different name from monsters you control. During your main phase, you have the ability to ritual summon a Libromancer ritual from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand or field that equals or exceed its level. That ritual summon effect isn't once per turn, so if you have multiple rituals, you can pretty much get them all out of your hand. As for the ritual monster that is important to the engine, we have Doombroker, which has the effect to set a Libromancer trap card from the deck directly to the field. And if it was summoned using a monster in the field, it can attack your opponent directly. It also has the effect that if it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls and shuffle it into the deck. As for the trap that you will be setting, it will be Intervention. Whenever your opponent activates a card or effect, you can target a Libromancer ritual you control, return it to the hand, and if you do negate that effect, then you can special summon a Libromancer from your hand or graveyard. And seeing that we're playing a ritual theme, why not use the next best ritual card, Raven, along with the second best, I guess, which would be Ashlan U1000. It works really good in this deck, and you can summon it like as easy as summoning Moon in Fiendsmith. All right, so let's take a look at some of the combos. All right, so the first combo on the list would be the reason why I like this archetype. It's pretty much what you do against Troll. So you go Fire, revealing a ritual, then add Geek Boy, and let's say your opponent draw you right here. Like the bane of all ritual decks existence is Stroll, and if you don't draw the Called by a crossout, then you're pretty much cooked. But seeing that we can just summon Geek Boy without using a normal summon, then we can do this. And just like that, we're pretty much into Fiendsmith without even using our normal summon. And the thing about that is, if you didn't want to use your Geek Boy, let's say you want to hold it for like the follow-up, you can always normal summon a hand trap that you don't think would work against your opponent. Use that to go into the Moon, and then you do your Fiendsmith combo while keeping the Geek Boy in hand for your follow-up turn, where you can just use Geek Boy to reveal the Raven, add the field spell, or add the Origin, then set the field spell. This wouldn't be a video if I don't play Nekroz, so let's just get into it. All right, so usually the ideal start would be something like Miracle Raven, so you'd be able to add pretty much any ritual in the game. But if you don't have that, you can always search it by going into Ashlan U1000. It requires 2 monsters with different types and attributes. Yeah, that might be pretty hard for most decks, but seeing that all of your monsters are all different attributes and types either way, you can easily make Ashlan without even doing your normal summon. So now what you can do with Ashlan is pretty unique. You can reveal a ritual monster in your hand and then add a ritual monster from your deck with a different type and attribute from that monster. So it all depends on what deck you're playing and what you're trying to splash it into. So if you were to play Mitsurugi, then you wouldn't really add the Doombroker. You would have to play one of the other Libromancer rituals in order to not have the dark attribute. And if you're playing like Nekroz, then it doesn't really matter right here. All right, so let's continue. You might be wondering why we tributed the Red Bear, and that's because we want the Raven on field. Could have used the Ashlan to pretty much reveal the Doombroker and then add Reenact, then come off from there. However, we're trying to set up like a defense line and have like the most interruption as possible. And just like that, we have an Omni-Negate into a search because it will reborn the fire, which would then add you any Libromancer, and it's pretty much setting you up with a ritual and Libromancer in hand for you to play. You have pretty much 2 Solemn Warning with the Caesar, and you have a Monster Negate and Banish with the Red Bear. If you made this far in the video, you can leave a like, and if you want to see more videos from me, you can check out my channel. Then if you want to see more videos from me in the future, you can always subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get back into the video. And just like that, we added everyone's favorite ritual monster, Ameno Habakiri, by simply revealing the Misty Girl. And she's light fairy, Habakiri is dark reptile. There's no conflict there. And this is how we're pretty much getting back to Doombroker. So we just need to get the Raven on field. Seeing that the field spell isn't once per turn, we can get to the ritual summon of the Doombroker. And right there, we pretty much have the fires for the Murakumo, the trap from the Doombroker, and you can do anything you want with the other 3 cards on the field. And just like the previous one, we'll be doing a Megalith combo. If you haven't read enough rights, it pretty much adds you a Fiend Ritual monster. And if it's a Pendulum, you can summon a token. But while the token is on the field, you're locked out of the extra deck. So we'd have to do all of that. Then we can just tribute the token with the Raven, pretty much freeing us from the extra deck lock. And then we can go into Ashlan to reveal the Ritual monster in order to add whatever we want to add. You don't have to use Doombroker for this combo. You can always use Misty Girl because she's 4 and the monster that you're trying to summon is also 4. Alright, so you pretty much gotta draw 2, and the monster that you added is a quick effect in the opponent's turn to ritual summon. Alright, so that's pretty much it for today, guys, and see you guys next time.